Hey everyone, it is Graham and Oliver from OpenNTF here with a quick announcement about a project that we have going on this year. And as a bit of a backstory, it was late last year that there was a comment in the Slack chat on OpenNTF about wouldn't it be great if we had a place where we could go to get access to old presentations from Lotusphere and user groups and various other things that are relevant in the community. And so we've been kind of muddling that around in our heads and have come up with a project that we want to get going. So I'm going to hand it over to Oliver to tell us more about it.
Yes, thank you, Graham. All right, so yeah, based on this idea, OpenNTF has started a new project, which is called the Presentation Project, which is not a fancy name, but it basically describes what we are aiming for. The goal is to make you, the community, the people who spoke at conferences, did webcasts and blog posts, and on other occurrences, shared material like presentations, like videos, like whatever, and to aggregate it and of course to curate it, and we want to share it with the rest of the world. The part of curating also includes let's say having a little bit of control of copyright checking and stuff like that. But the easiest way is if you want to share something and you are aware the presenter and the creator of the presentation, the session, or the webcast, then it is basically the most easiest way to share it with us, and we will approve it. And the presentation project is also about the community to encourage developers at a first place to build something upon it. I will get back to that in the next slide. So what we would want to collect is basically stuff like files like physical PDFs, videos, and other presentation files. And of course, we know that this stuff exists already on the web, on websites like SlideShare. But you have to search for it, and you have to know that there is something that you can search for. And OpenNTF, of course, is about aggregation, curating, and collecting stuff, and keeping all the stuff together. And so we want to make sure that it is found easily. There is currently a little submission app available, which is that little QR code that you are seeing right now. If you scan this and open this with your favorite browser and your app, you will be led to something that looks like this. This is a little form where you put very, very basic stuff in there, and where you are able to upload your presentation file, or a link to a YouTube video, or a video that is hosted somewhere else. There's so much more than YouTube only, of course, but yeah, you get the idea. Something that you should think of, it will be available, let's say, in 5 years at least, something like that. So YouTube is a good choice. Only a few questions asked here. And once you submitted that, then it will be stored in a little database. And this little database is a nodes database, of course. This application is built on Domino Vault. It's running on OpenNTF server, and all the documents are stored in an NSF. And yeah, you get the idea what we are planning to do with that. And the second part of the presentation project is about building a convenient, fancy UI to access all this information, to search for it, to find stuff, and yeah, to give you an easy access to all the material that was created over the past decades. So we are not looking only for presentations from the last Engage, DNAG, or stuff like that. But we're also looking for stuff from the old times, like Lodosphere, and even before that. And if you think you can share something with us from conferences and stuff, do that. And the second part is, if you feel like you are wanting to create something that is usable for an accessible web-based application, to list all these presentations, to filter, to search for it, then feel free to contribute. So this is another QR code, so don't mix it up with the first one. So if you open this one, you will be guided to an OpenNTF GitHub project, which looks like this. And more than I can tell here is that there is the details described in this little repository with some additional information. How to build your solution, maybe how to contribute. Of course, this is a public repository where you can clone and put your own stuff in, fork, merge, whatever you want, pull requests. But of course, you can create your own repos and just tell us, okay, here's my solution, have a look at it. And there's also some details about the little app that I showed you before that is based on Domino Vault, and the data model and stuff like that. So that you get the idea how the data is stored and which fields and stuff. So back to my presentation. So if you have a nice idea based on whatever technology will fit you and your technology stack and your skills, feel free to contribute, to create something, and of course to introduce it to us. Currently, there's a dedicated Slack channel for this project. It's called the #presentation project under the OpenNTF Slack. So if you don't see it in your Slack, then just search for additional channels and you will see that. We are planning to move that also to the Discord one, but yeah, that's something that may happen in the future. For the moment, we are using Slack, and if you have something based on XPages, AppDevPack, Node.js based stuff like that, or J2E stuff, and with a fancy UI using React or whatever fancy web framework and JavaScript and CSS stuff, whatever you want, just try to build something, and we are happy to share that. And finally, we will also be happy to use that and incorporate it in the OpenNTF website as a side project, maybe, because the OpenNTF website is based on XPages right now, and yeah. But that's not it's not a need to use XPages. You can use whatever you want. Technology-wise, OpenNTF is very open to everything, and yeah, that's what the project is all about.
I want to add that it isn't a couple of things that we're looking to do here. One is to give people the opportunity who haven't worked on an OpenNTF project or an open source project before to see what that's about. And certainly, if you're intimidated by the development side of things, that's okay. Come on in, and if you're interested in learning and hanging out with us, by all means, that's what we're looking to do here. If you want to make a UI contribution that isn't technology based, but maybe wireframing or something like that, that's fair game too. Documentation, all fair game. There are so many different pieces to an open source project beyond the actual development of things that this is a great way to learn and a great way to become involved in the community. So please don't hesitate. Let us know, and we'd love to have you part of it and help you along. And maybe this will become the foundation for something bigger that you can contribute to the open source community down the line. So we look forward to having you.
That's
all
it.
Right, with that, let's wrap it up. And yeah, thanks for watching. Reach out on Slack, and we want to get this project going as soon as we can. So we'll see you on the other side.